All right, now, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we told you about him. We've been super excited since he signed here this offseason, and now we get a chance to be joined by him. Now, this guy came into the NFL in the 2020 NFL Draft when the LA Rams selected him in the second round with the 57th overall selection out of the University of Florida. And once he was with the Rams, he did go on to win a Super Bowl with them, being a part of that Super Bowl 56 championship team. And as I said earlier, man, he signed with us this offseason, number 11, wide receiver Van Jefferson. Van, first off, man, appreciate you taking some time, man, to jump on the show with us today, baby.
Yes, sir, man. Glad you had me on.
Heck yeah, man. And, I was looking at all these places you've been professional. I'm like, man, you played in LA, big time, big city, drafted there.
Yeah.
Go down to Atlanta, another big city down in the South, man. And then you come up here to Pittsburgh, man, where we have our own little vibe up here, man, making noise. But of all these three places, man, talk to me a little bit about the food. How was you feeling, man? What was your favorite places, man, of those three, man?
Yeah, man. So, I would say in LA, I'm a big foodie, bro. So I always try to
talk to me, man.
I always try to find a good food places while I'm there. In LA, it was it was a pizza spot out in Thousand Oaks that I really like. It was called Danino's. And I always,
okay.
Man, I would always be eating some of that or something like that. In Atlanta, it was like it was some Thai food spot, man. They had like some crazy spring rolls
in Atlanta.
Yeah,
man. I
bro,
would have thought you could with some wings or something down there, man. I got this Thai spot.
Yeah, get the Thai spot, bro. It was crazy. And then here I haven't found my favorite food spot yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. People done told me some places, but I'm still trying to figure it out or what I like around here. So you got to give me some pointers, man.
Okay.
Yeah, what would you say, man?
Man, for me, let's see. Oof. All right, love Fat Heads in terms of that being on the South Side, man. Good wings in there, always a vibe there.
Okay.
Let me think. Carmi's, that's another soul food spot, super good. I think that they have the new location is on the South Side. It was one by the stadium though. About to say that's definitely fire. Ask Cam about it. He'll tell you about that spot. You can't go wrong there. And then I mean, in terms of a little bit bougie, a little higher end, Off the Hook.
Yeah.
Now
I will say in training camp we was eat at a wing spot.
Yeah.
It was called
Dino's or Sharks? Dino's. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dino, that thing's the hit. Yeah.
Hey, look. And they troll, man. That's what the staples is like. Are you going to Dino's or you going to Sharkies? But somebody going to hit. You got to make that run one way or the other, man.
Yeah, I got to.
Heck yeah, man. Now, going back a little bit, man, talk a little bit about your decision, man, coming out of high school, man. We know you ended up going to Mississippi, Ole Miss, for college, but take me through all that process because it looked like you was, battling through some decisions and stuff like that on the front end.
Yeah, coming out of high school, man, obviously being highly recruited and being able to experience a lot of things and going to a lot of official visits. It was great, man. I had my mom and my dad in my corner, but when it came down to it, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Talk to me, man, because you were big time. You weren't no regular recruit. You was a big time recruit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So really, coming out of high school, where I really wanted to go, I really wanted to go to Ohio State. That was my dream school. Dream school growing up. And throughout the recruiting process, like I was set. I was like, man, I'm going to Ohio State. But man, a couple things within it, moms and dad talking and stuff like that. It just ain't never worked out. You know what I'm saying?
They say your mom and dad ain't with it, so it's making it tough.
So
they offered you that?
Didn't work. You know what I'm saying? A couple things really didn't work out. So
did they offer you?
Yeah, they did offer me. That was when Urban Meyer was there, so he recruited me hard. I know. So
mom and dad were with
I know mom and dad, I don't know, man. It was kind of up in the air. So then, I had a real good relationship with Coach Freeze at Ole Miss. And he used to come and visit me a lot and we talked and stuff like that. And, at the end of the day, I kind of, felt comfortable going to Ole Miss and being up under him. And, so I committed to the coach. I didn't commit to the school. People always say, do that. But, and so, had a good experience there at Ole Miss for the years I was there. And then ultimately, Coach Freeze ended up leaving. And so, when he left, a lot of things changed, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, I really ain't want to just kind of stay there, because at the end of the day, he left, and that was the guy I came in with, and me and had a real good relationship. And so ultimately, I decided to go to Florida. And then when I left Ole Miss, it came down to Michigan, Louisville, and Florida. And I ended up choosing Florida because kind of the reason I chose Florida because Dan Mullen was coming in. He's a new coach, and I'm a new player. So it was like me coming in.
Fresh start for both of y'all.
Fresh start for both of us. And he can't play favorites. So because he don't know anybody on the team at all. So like, how he gonna play favorites if he don't know anybody? So I was like, he gonna give me an equal opportunity just as anybody else that's on the team. So I felt like, okay, I can go in, and earn my stripes and earn, my playing time. So that was kind of the decision going into Florida, man. And shoot, from there, I ain't look back. All my family from Jacksonville, Florida. So I was like 45 minutes away from
back
school.
At the crib with the people's there.
Yeah, I was back at the crib. So all my aunties and cousins and everything was in Jacksonville. So it was like 45 minutes away from the campus. So I used to go back all the time and get home, cook meals, and be around family, man. So that's kind of the reason why I chose to go to Florida.
No, I like that. Now, real quick though, man. I know you said, man, with Ole Miss, you ended up going there because of Hugh. But of all your visits, where did you have the most fun at, man?
Oh, man, that's a good question, man. Where I had the most fun at? Man, I had some, I ain't gonna lie.
Because I'm going to say, you was big time.
Yeah,
you had your final
man.
5 schools. I'm like, oh, yeah, you got all the who's who. So that's roll out the red carpet type, man. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the most fun I ever had on a visit is at University of Georgia. My host was my host was Sony Michel, and I actually ended up Sony Michel actually came up playing with the Rams. So it was kind of ironic that what I'm saying. But Georgia's probably the most fun I ever had on a visit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that was
shout
fun,
out
bro.
to Georgia.
Yeah, for real. That's probably the best visit, bro.
Respect.
What's going on with your Gators right now?
I don't know what's going on with the Gators right now, man. It's tough. We going through a little stretch right now, I mean, Texas they just got on us pretty good. But I think we just need to take some time. At the end of the day, you got some good players on the roster. Right now, we hurt. We got a lot of players that's hurt. A lot of people that's not playing. I think one of our best players, Eugene Wilson, he's out right now, so we don't have him. So I think, man, we on the up. We on the up. We just gotta get it down pat, get our players back, and we're gonna be straight.
Nah, respect.
Yeah.
Now, can you talk about your dad a little bit? Obviously, being a former NFL receiver, he helped your journey in making it into the league. But I watched that receiver documentary on Netflix, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, his dad was an athlete too, and it seemed like he was really working like Amon-Ra and his brothers and stuff, and doing unique things. And he was talking about having them drink Coke before games to keep them hydrated. Did your dad do anything like unique like that, or was there anything just like off the wall they had you doing to like train and get ready to be an NFL receiver?
Yeah, no, my pops ain't have me drinking no Coke. My pops don't believe in that. Nah, he don't believe in those sweets, man. He don't believe. He hate when we eat sweets. And me and my sister growing up, he hated all that. But I mean, I remember my pops was just on me 24/7. Kind of what my pops told me. When he was like, when you told me that you wanted to go to the NFL, I put everything aside and made sure that happened. So my pops was on me, man. He always used to. I remember just, days we would go in the backyard and we'd just be doing drills, or I'd come at the facility and we'd just start doing drills, man. He used to work me hard. And, it's just kind of like, having him in the NFL and seeing him play in the NFL, it's always something that I aspire to do as well because, you seen your dad do it, it's like, dang, I want to be like my dad.
Yeah.
So it was, it was just crazy, man, especially now, me playing and him coaching. And obviously, we played them a couple weeks ago and having to be on the field with him. This is something you just don't take for granted. You just think about all the things in life that, my pops has taught me, to be in this moment, to play against him too as well. It's just like, man, like God has really blessed us to be in a position to, be on the same field together and, him raising me up to get to this point, man, it just all came full circle. So, but nah, it wasn't got nothing crazy, but I know he a hard worker though, so he working.
Now, did you ever feel any added pressure growing up, in that shadow a little bit, man?
No, not really. I don't think I had any pressure. Because at the end of the day, my dad just tells me, just be yourself. You're not me. You know what I'm saying? So whether you want to play football or whether you want to go a different route, it's not going to make anything. It's not going to make me love you any different. Just be who you are. So I just feel like, it wasn't any added pressure to me. I just knew this is something I wanted to do in life, and I know I was going to work hard at it to get to this point. And so, obviously, you got people, especially I remember high school, bro. You had, players talking crazy on the
Hey, you already know
opposite
they gonna
team.
talk
You know what I'm
spicy to
saying?
you.
You saying something, saying something about pop star that, but I didn't have no pressure. It was just like, I was something I wanted to do, and I knew, if I put the work and the time in, I was eventually gonna get to this point.
It seems like you have a pretty close relationship to your mom too. What has her impact been on your journey to being an NFL receiver? Like I saw a video where you were saying that you call your mom before games and you pray with her. Like what has been like the thing that you've learned from her the most?
Yeah, my mom is just my ultimate fan, my number one fan, someone that, I can talk to every day. Like I said, we pray before every game, and we have always had these talks throughout the week. But she's just someone growing up. She was hard on me too, but my mom has more of the loving spirit than my dad. So she was,
Shout out to mamas, man.
shout out to
mom.
mom. She's the more loving spirit, but she always, just taught me patience and always, always, thinking her number one thing is saying, what would God do? What would Jesus do? When moments I'm feeling like, I might be angry, I might be upset or something. She said, what would God do? Channel your emotions, So she's always someone that's uplifting me, always something that's speaking life into me, positivity into me. So she played a big role in me getting to this point. Like I said, she's the more laid back and, uplifting me, making sure I'm happy. And so that my dad is more the, stern and
The
making sure,
balance.
I'm doing it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I had the balance in the house, you know what I'm saying? I had the balance in the house.
I
So,
mean, it's needed though.
but,
It's definitely needed,
it's
man.
needed. It's definitely needed, So, but my mom has been a very big reason why I'm here to today.
Nah, respect on that, man.
Mhm.
Now, talk to me, man. 2020 NFL draft coming. Were
Mhm.
you expecting to go in that second round? Were you expecting to go to the Rams? Did you think you would go earlier, man? What was that whole process like for you, man?
Yeah, I'm honestly, man, I'm gonna keep it. I didn't. So I went to the combine, and so on. We run it. I think we run everything on Thursday,
Yeah.
and on Wednesday, my 40 starts in the hotel, and so I get a call, to the medical, and it's like, hey, you need to come down here. So I'm like, okay. So I go down there and they talking to me and they said, hey, you're not going to be able to participate in the combine. I'm like, dang, what's going on? And so I ended up having a Jones fracture in my foot. So I wasn't able to participate.
Now,
And
did you
man,
know
I
you had
remember
that fracture?
I ain't know. Like I was doing all my stuff. I was
Yo,
running, I was doing everything. I was practicing my everything, bro. I'm like, I'm ready. And so, man, I just remember I started bawling, man. I called my mom. My dad was at the combine. So he's like, where you at? I was like, man, I'm down here. So, we came in there and talking, and my dad was trying to do everything, get a waiver you could sign to participate. He was trying to do the whole
Say, yo,
thing to make sure I get it.
I don't care about nothing. He gets to
I
run.
don't
Let
care
my
about
man
that.
run.
My son could let my son, So obviously the NFL didn't, think it was safe, so I didn't participate. And so then, man, I ain't gonna lie, in my head, I'm like, man, I might not get drafted. I might just be, free agent, because I broke my foot. So I'm thinking like
Yeah.
it's over
I
with,
can't run, right? Yeah.
I can't run. So, on the day of the draft, I'm just watching, and I'm just sitting down, and my agent called me. He's like, "Hey, like, I think we going on day 2." I'm like, you sure? He's like, "Yeah, I'm positive." He's like, "I'm positive." I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting up in my seat. So a couple of picks before the Rams got me, my dad came in and was like, "Hey, like, we finna take you." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What you talking about?"
Hey.
I'm like, "What you talking about?" I'm
To
like,
me,
"What?" I'm
Dad,
like,
what
"You
you?
finna take me?" Yeah,
Tell me
I'm
where.
so I'm finna be coached by you. He was like, "Yeah," because he was at the Jets at that
Right,
time.
right.
So I'm like, okay. So the Jets ended up trading back, and so I was like, okay. And so then I see the 805 area code. I'm like, who is this? I'm like, what's going on? And sure enough, man, it was the Rams. So it was a great feeling, man. To get drafted, to put all that hard work in. So now to answer your question, I didn't think I was going second round at all. I thought I wasn't even going to get drafted, but that just goes to show how God works, and it was a cool moment, man.
Nah, respect on that, man. That's
Yeah,
That's actually cool to hear, man. Especially for a guy like you that did go so early in the draft, man.
Mm-hmm.
You usually hear the other side of it, man. I thought I was gonna get
Yeah.
drafted, and I did it. Not, oh, I didn't think I was gonna get drafted at all. Man, I went to second.
Yeah, nah, for real.
It's like, yo, that's fire.
Yeah.
So you get drafted, man. You get a chance to play for Sean McVay. I mean, when you're talking about offensive minds, when you talk about this guy's coaching tree, I mean, even at a young age, this guy has, put his stamp on the NFL, man. What was that like for you, though, man, being coached by Sean McVay, and what was something that kind of made him unique from your experience?
Yeah, I think McVay is a creative mind, a great offensive mind, a great head coach too, and even a better person. I think I think his unique way is just he knows how to scheme. He knows what's going to happen before, the play even starts. He does a great job of that. He the crazy thing is he'll be in a meeting and we'll be going through a play and he'll say, "Look, I know for sure this play is gonna hit. Like without a shadow of doubt, like I know this play gonna hit." And we'll get to the game and then it hit. So it's just like, man, like how you be knowing all this stuff gonna happen? But that just goes to show you the preparation that he
Yeah.
puts in, the works that he puts in, and how much film that he watches. And it was great playing for him. Obviously, he's had a lot of success. They're having a success right now too as well. So it was definitely great playing up on him.
And now, obviously, you have a ton of success because y'all going and win Super Bowl 56, man. But talk to me about the game, man. What was that experience like for you? And we know you had some extra stuff that went on afterwards as well. We're going to get to, man. But talk to me about Super Bowl 56, man. What was that like for you, man?
Yeah, man. So Super Bowl 56 was cool, especially leading up to the week. You get all the hype and stuff like that, and your nerves building up, and everybody says it's just another game, but it really ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's like the heights of the
This
heights.
ain't no little game.
You know what I'm saying? This not a regular game. This is a Super Bowl. So, especially to play in LA too, in our home stadium. So that was cool. But it was just a great experience, man. Especially all the festivities that we had and all the media that was surrounding the Super Bowl, man. It's a good feeling, especially to win the game too as well. So definitely something I want to experience again. So hopefully we can get one here.
I'm about to say, man, hey, no time better than this year, all right? Hey, go
Right,
ahead and do it this
exactly.
year,
For
man.
real.
Hey,
Yeah, for real.
come on now. But
Yeah.
but also while you were winning the Super Bowl championship, we know that you was also adding to the family as well, man. Take us through that whole situation, man.
Yeah, man. So it was crazy. So my wife ain't even tell me. So she was saying she was gonna come to the game, but I was telling her, "Nah, you don't need to come to the game." You know what I'm saying? I know you want to come support and so that. She's like, "No, I gotta be there for the Super Bowl." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." You know what I'm saying? So boom, she came, and so I'm playing. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just
Locked
playing.
in,
So
trying with a ring, man.
so I'm locked in. So we get done with the game and stuff like that, and so people telling me like. What first? Well, first, so we won a game. Boom, we won a game, and so I'm walking to go up to the stage for the trophy. So some lady came to me and said, "Hey, like, man, you got to go right now. Your wife is in labor." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What's going on?" So I had to hurry up and go get dressed, get in the locker room. Mr. Kroenke had a car waiting for me to where they drove me to the hotel,
Oh, that's
drove me to the
dope.
hospital.
That's tough.
Yeah, drove me to the hotel because all the traffic and stuff like that. So when it got to the hotel, man, and so I had my son and so I really we was trying to think of a name. Of course we named him Champ. And so we was like, man,
I
I was
just
like,
want this ring. Hey, call him
I
Champ,
just want
man.
his ring. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what we gonna name him? So ultimately it was my sister that came up with the name Champ, and that's how he got his name.
Man, that's dope as heck, man. And
Yeah,
shout out
man,
to
that was
wifey
cool.
too, man.
Yeah, man.
Went
shout
to
out
the
to
game.
Wife.
That's
She
a trooper
man.
right there, man.
Yeah,
Respect.
for sure.
Respect on
Definitely a
that,
trooper.
Now, you obviously, man, had a chance to play for Arthur Smith, man, down in Atlanta. Talk a little bit about what that was like for you with him being a head coach, man, for you down there in the Falcons last year.
Yeah, Arthur is a good dude. I think it's different now that he's not a head coach. Obviously he had a lot of things moving pieces around Atlanta when he was the head coach, but he's just a great dude. Overall, I think now here, he's kind of more comfortable. He's got a lot of things he can do. A lot of, he can control the offense and can control one thing. I think being the head coach, he had a lot of things he has to control. Not focus on one thing. So you probably get mixed up in the drama and stuff like that. But I think here, he just found his niche, and he's doing a great job at it too as well.
Now, why'd you pick to sign with the Steelers in free agency? I got to assume Arthur Smith was part of that, right? What went into that decision?
I think, me knowing the offense and me playing with him, I feel like, it was just a comfort level. Obviously, there was other options I could have did, but I feel like, me being in the A with Arthur and, him coming here, it's kind of like a win-win situation, kind of knowing the offense already and being able to come in and fit right in right away. Some of the same things he did in Atlanta, he's doing here in Pittsburgh. So, it kind of just fit for me. And obviously it was just a good decision I made.
Yeah, y'all were eating Thai food down in Atlanta. Now y'all can, hit some of these soul food spots up here in Pittsburgh together, man. I like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you've been a part of two teams that have traded for a big name wide receiver in the middle of the season, and you play receiver. So with the Rams, it was Odell Beckham, and you were cooking that season too. You ended up with 800 yards
cooking
at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then this season, Steelers trade for Mike Williams. Like, how do you handle that? Because you're playing receiver, you got a big name receiver coming in, and presumably they're going to be taking some of your role, taking snaps, targets, or whatever. But how do you stay level headed? How do you put the team first in that situation?
Yeah, man, I think it's just, like you said, it's like it's just having a mindset, just putting team first, and being a team guy. Obviously, you trade for a guy like that played a lot of football, that got a lot of experience, that can come in and contribute right away. That's someone, you could take the approach of just learning from him, and obviously he's done a lot of the great things while he's been in the league at the Chargers and, now at the Jets. I think it's just, just learning from him and taking that approach. I don't think you look at it as a selfish aspect and just, be mad or be angry, because at the end of the day, what's that's going to get you? Obviously you still got to come out here and practice next day. So what about what's being angry going to make you? It's not going to change the situation. So might as well just come out here and just do the best you can and prepare like the player that you are. But Mike has been great since he's been here. Happy that he got that game-winning touchdown last week. I definitely happy that he got that, man. Especially with all the stuff that was going on in New York, it was good for him, man, to get that and to score that. To boost his confidence and get back to the player that he is and that we all know he can be. So, but he's been great, man. I think just the mindset is coming in, learning from all the guys in the room, and translating that on the field.
Now, you seem to have this nice I don't know, mentality, man, where you're centered. You don't get too high, too low, too upset. When did that happen, and where did that come from? Because you talk like you 35 or something, man. I'm like, yo, you sound like you grown, bro.
If you're cooking with the Rams at receiver, and they trade for Odell,
I'm hot. I'm like, yo,
are you happy about that?
Hey, look, I'm like, why you gotta do that? When they drafted, I'm like, you drafted him? Why you want to do that? Yeah.
I think I just get it from my mom's, man. My mom's is, I always, my mom is always just preaching, think before your actions. And I think, back in the day, man, I wasn't always this mild mannered, always, because in teenage growing up, man, you kind of start smelling yourself a little bit, thinking you just, especially, what I'm saying, thinking you big time, you know what I'm saying, you big time too. So, I always wasn't like this, but obviously, just growing up and maturing, man, I just wanted to, have someone that my kids can look up to, having some of my kids looking at their dad, kind of model themselves behind their dad, and I don't want anything to derail that or for my kids to see me in any, act that's not a van, So I think, that's kind of what I look at it as, and, but, when on the field, I ain't too nice, man. I gotta get back to my ways. But
absolutely.
Off the field, man, I just try to be as humble as I can, and I always thank the man upstairs, for these opportunities and these blessings that he's blessed me and my family with. So, I kind of get it from my mom, but she's kind of the one that then kind of toned me down a little bit.
Yeah, I always say, hey man, you start smelling yourself. Yeah,
we
all had that convo. I don't care what coach this said. What about what?
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely. Hey, look, facts. He ain't said it. You won't run this outside. Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah,
I definitely get
for
it.
Real. Definitely, yes, sir.
No. Since you've been here, man, you've had a chance to play for Coach Tomlin. Obviously, we know, man, he's one of those kind of like how McVay was at his time, but on the other side of the ball from a defensive standpoint. But just talk about what it's been like, man, playing for Coach Tomlin, man, and, interacting with him on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's been great playing for Mike Tomlin, man. I think, he's a very competitive, he loves to compete, man. He don't care what it is, he's gonna compete and he's gonna expect that out of you, you know what I'm saying? So and like he always say, the standard is the standard, and he's saying, he always says it ain't mystical, you know what I'm saying? So but I always, when he says that phrase, I always listen to him when he said it, because it ain't mystical. So whatever you put in that practice, that's what's gonna happen in the game. It ain't mystical. So I think, just hearing that and having a coach that's, that's just ready to go to war, man, that's something a guy you just want to play for. And so, man, he's been great, man. Obviously you hear the outside stories, from how he is as a coach, but you really don't get a sense for it until you get into the building. So, definitely love playing for him, man. Very competitive, and I see why, the Steelers have been winning for as long as they have.
Nah, I like that there, man.
Like
I said, that's one of the things that drew us to, man, at least drew me here to Pittsburgh, man. Playing with Coach T, you like, yo,
Yeah,
this
facts.
dude, he's consistent, but the way he challenges you, that
Yeah.
consistent, man, I'm going to push this button, but I'm going to push a different button with this guy. But at the end,
Yeah.
we all in here clicking, we all laughing, and we all challenging each other, man. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
he does it, but he consistently does that thing, man.
He does, bro. He
No,
does,
facts.
definitely.
Facts, man. Now, I did want to ask, man, because obviously we know, man, with both of the quarterbacks this year, man, a lot of talk surrounding both of them. But just from your eyes, man, what was it like having Justin Fields? You know, what were some of the things you like playing with him? And then with Russ, man, what were some of the things you like with playing with him at quarterback, man?
Yeah, man, Justin came in and did a great job for us. I mean, we 7-2. We don't get to 7-2 without Justin Fields at all.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We don't get there at all because, I mean, he came in, thrown into the fire. You know, obviously they came out and said Russ was the starter week 1. And then, unfortunately, something happened with Russ Captain where he wasn't able to play. And Justin didn't miss a beat. You know, he came right in and played great ball. Stayed on his details, and that's just something that you could just, everybody says the saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's
Right.
really, if you look at Justin, that's what he was, staying ready so he had to get ready. He was already ready. You know what I'm saying? So he was ready to come in and play great for us, man. And obviously,
Shoot, how did that, 4-2 at the time, man?
yeah, we were 4-2 at the time.
Heck
Yeah, 4-2. Yeah, 4-2. So, like I said, we won't get to 7-2 without Justin, man. And I know that he wants to be out there, and I know that he's a competitor. He wants to play, but at the end of the day, he has nothing to hang his head about. Man, he's done. He did a great job for us, and whenever that next opportunity comes for him, I know he's gonna take advantage of that one too. And but just playing for. Back to Russ, though, I think Russ, that's that veteran experience, man. Been to the Super Bowl, winning,
He say, man, you a Super Bowl champ, like I'm a Super Bowl champ. I heard you just threw that out there. I heard you threw that out there.
Man. Yeah, fast. So, Russ always be saying, shoot, we finna hunt. You know what I'm saying? So I love when he always say that because it's like, it get everybody ready, like, okay, we in attack mode.
Okay.
So, I think it's, always having that, that killer mentality, man. We gotta go get it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, him bringing that to the huddle and him bringing that to, all 11, man, it just get us ready and pumped up to play. And you can see that in this play, man. He been balling out. So, obviously he been balling out, man. So, everybody was doubting him and saying these things about him, but he didn't listen to none of it. And he just came out here and he just every day, working hard at practice and, obviously performing at the game on Sunday.
Heck, hey, look, and you've been a part of the performances as well, man. You didn't touch that paint. You didn't have them. I'm like, all right. I see what's going on here. All right.
Yeah. Facts.
Is there anything about Russ being your quarterback and the leader of the team that has surprised you? Because, like, from the outside looking in, like, he wasn't your teammate over the last however many years. He was in Denver, and like you said, there was a lot of people doubting him whether or not he could still play anymore. And I guess whenever you were with the Rams, he was in Seattle, so you got to like see him from afar. I don't know, has your perspective changed on Russ, or is there anything about him that has surprised you now that you're his teammate?
Nah, I always knew that Russ was a good dude. I always knew that he was a dude that was committed to the process, that worked hard. Like I said, obviously it's my first time being a teammate as him, and you hear the stories about him, but you obviously don't know the person until you get to be around the person. And so, like I said, I heard my stories about him while in LA and obviously playing against him. He's a great dude, but I think just being in the building with him, man, he just shows, like I said, how committed he is to, just playing hard and, getting around the guys, man. You can see that it's showing on the field. I think that he puts in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? He wants everything detailed and wants you to be on point because when you get to the game, those are things that are going to matter. And so I think, this is a testament to his hard work and, how he prepares and how he gets the guys around him just to get ready. So nothing really surprised me because I just know, the type of person he is and the type of player that he is and, and it's showing on the field.
Nah, I respect on that, man. And shoot, seeing him from afar, seeing him here, I'm like, yep. I like it.
Yeah, there were some people too, like some former Seahawks saying he was a bad teammate,
you just never know,
people
right?
in Denver saying he was a diva.
They say he had his own office, so we like, bro, he looked like good energy here, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, but he been good though, man. He been straight.
Now, respect on that, man. We got a couple more questions. Then after that, man, we definitely gonna get you up out of here, man. But had to ask, man, throughout your career, you've been a part of some big time plays, man, regular season, postseason as well. But what would you say was your favorite play from your career so far?
Man, favorite play from my career would have to be Oh man, I would say Thursday night.
Okay.
Thursday night against the Raiders. Baker just got to the Rams maybe like I think
Okay.
it was like
The short week,
2 days
yeah.
ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he just got to the Rams, so it was probably like I think he only been there for like a day and a half,
Yeah.
and so he wasn't supposed to play. So
Uh-huh.
John Wofford was starting, and then I don't know what happened to John Wofford, but Baker got inserted to the starter, and so she was the end of the game, and I think we was down. No, it was like I think it was like 16-10 or something like
Yeah.
that. And so we had to drive 98 yards for the tub. And so I remember Baker threw me the game winning touchdown. So that was like a game winner, bro. I never had a game winner in high school,
What?
college. And so I got to the NFL and did that, bro. It was crazy. That was probably the best touchdown I had in my career. Best play, best
Yeah, that's
everything
wild.
out of my career, man, for sure. So that's I got to shout out to Bake for that one too.
No, respect. Like,
Yeah,
dude, that
facts.
whole week was a movement, man. Obviously, us here in Pittsburgh, man, Baker was out, in Cleveland with the division. So we definitely looking when he's in LA on the short week, and we like, did he really just do that? And win? So,
he
this is
shocked
crazy,
everybody.
man.
He shocked everybody, bro. He started playing ball, man. So that was a great moment, bro. And I always keep up with Blake. I always hit him here. I'll text him, just to make sure he's good and stuff like that. Because we got close while he was there, man. So
No,
just that
Baker
moment,
seemed
that
like
was
a good dude to be in the locker
yeah,
room with,
man.
man.
He a great dude, man. Love to be around Bake. So that's probably my best play so far in my career.
No, I like that there, man. And shoot, the last one I got for you is this. We always talk about that moment, man, when we realize this is no longer college. This isn't high school.
Right.
This the NFL, man. We typically call it that welcome to the NFL moment where it hits you. We like, yo, all right, these dudes a little bit different out here, man. If you could, though, just talk about your welcome to the NFL moment.
Yeah. So my rookie year, I really didn't play that much, because I had a good trio in front of me. I had Josh Reynolds, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. So I really didn't play
Shout out to
that
Woods,
much.
man.
So, yeah, shout out to Woods, man. That's my boy. But the following year, we played San Francisco, man, and I ran like a shallow route, and all week I was telling our receiver coach, I'm like, hey, like, the running back, he gonna get out, right? Is he gonna get out so he can take that backer, so I can just run a shallow and be free? He's like, yeah, he gonna be out. Little did I know, man. 3rd and 6, man. I run a shallow route. Drake Greenlaw is right there in the hole.
Ooh.
I end up catching it, but the hit he put on me, oh my gosh, boy, that was man. I ain't gonna lie. After that, I was like, man, Drake Greenlaw is the hardest hit I ever received in my career, man. So that was definitely my welcome to NFL moment, bro. I had to stay on the ground for a little bit, but I ended up getting up.
Look, of course you got up, man. You got heart. That's why. But no, Drake.
Yeah,
be
you know what I'm
hitting
saying?
folks. Drake definitely.
Yeah, Drake be hitting folks, man. He be hitting folks, bro. So that was definitely my welcome to the NFL moment for sure.
No, I like that right there, man.
Yeah, man.
shout out, man. Hey, well, Van, dude, man, we appreciate the heck out you, man, taking time to jump on the show with us today, man. And we wish you nothing but the best going forward, man. Keep killing it, man, and go out there and get you another ring with us this season. Pretty please, all right?
Brother. Man, thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me, brother. I appreciate you.
No doubt, man.
No doubt. Peace,
All right,
bro.
my man.
Peace.
Yes, sir.